with Chris,
Kareem,
and Blair. Today we're making fried smothered potatoes.
And it's just like, I was trying to remember it. It's just like hash browns with onions. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Kareem is cleaning the potato.
Scrub-a-dub-dub.
You can get this little scrubber at the dollar store. It doesn't matter, or you can just wash them without the scrubber. We prefer the scrubber because it gets all of the little dirt out of the excess side. So when you finish with that, then you cut the potatoes up in little chunks, and then we'll go to the next part.
Okay, guys. Granny is going to show you guys how to cut the potato.
You can use a regular knife if that's what you have, or you can get a potato peeler. The potato peeler is easier for the kids. It keeps them from getting cut. And this is what this show is about. It's about teaching your kids cooking lessons and home economics. We're going to add in the washing the dishes. The boys know how to wash the dishes now, so we're going to let them teach the kids how to wash the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
And they know how to wash clothes, too. So we're going to have them teach you how to separate clothes later. And wash clothes. Yeah. So for today we're gonna go ahead and finish cutting up these potatoes just to give you an idea of what, and if they're too big, just go back and cut it. Just basically cut it. This part of it leave for the adults to do, unless you have a knife that's not as sharp where you won't hurt the kids, or you can do it on the cutting board, and that'll be much easier for the kids. So be right. Okay, Kareem is going to cut it, but I'm going to put my hand there just in case somebody gets cut. It'll be me. I'm going to come this way with it.
This way?
Right there, baby.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And then you cut it again.
Okay, so.
Then you got to cut these parts.
Baby. You're going to get Granny's fingers. Okay.
What about the
Teamwork?
big piece?
Here.
The big piece.
Okay, you gotta have safety first, guys. Okay.
With all the potatoes, please.
While you cutting the potatoes, put cold water in the bowl first, and then start putting your potatoes in there so they won't start turning brown and gray on you. So the cold water will keep them, fresh while you're cutting. And then you drain all of the excess of water off, and then you put it in the hot frying grease. But you only put a little bit of grease in there. We'll be right back. For these potatoes, you will need onions, which we've already cut and previously froze. But you can use fresh, please, by all means. That's even better. Garlic powder, black pepper, and seasoning salt or regular salt, kosher salt, either way. But you fry your potatoes. And I'll show you now how we're going to do that. And then after they get almost done, that's when you add in the onions. Okay, guys, make sure your grease is pretty hot, but not too hot, because you don't want to get popped just in case there's a little water left in your bowl. Make sure you get all of the water out as possible so that nobody gets burnt when you do this. I have been burnt before, and it's not a good feeling. So you have your potatoes in there. We're going to season it well. And this pairs up very, very good with those salmon croquettes. Or just with breakfast. I mean, any breakfast food. It's up to you. But I made salmon croquette the other night, and we were supposed to have fried potatoes and onions with it, but we didn't. So you just put as much seasoning as you want. Make sure you season it well. Don't over season it. I don't measure. I just make sure that I have color throughout my potatoes so that it's seasoned very well. Because these potatoes, it seems like they soak up the seasoning. But you just season it to taste for you. And I use plenty of garlic powder. These potatoes can be used as if, you can use them in the place of hash browns, as my grandson said. It's up to you. Like I said, season it to taste. But this is how we do it here. And then we move it around. and let it cook down a little bit. And that's the smothered part comes in. Where you say smothered is because you don't use that much oil at all. The little bit of water that's on the potato and the oil soak up in your potatoes. You don't want that much oil at all. Just maybe, this is about 8 potatoes, 8 medium to small potatoes. So you would take maybe a 1/4 of a cup of oil and put down in there. Not much, just enough. You don't even have to cover the whole bottom of the pan. You're just covering up maybe half of the pan. It's just a little bit, not a lot. Okay guys, we let these cook a little bit for a few minutes, and you flip them. You know, I still had them on high. Oh Chris, almost jacked you. You see how the potatoes have already made a little water at the bottom mixed in with the grease or oil, excuse me, vegetable oil. Let me correct myself. And you just mix it around. You see all of the potatoes have a little color on it from the seasoning. That's how you want it to look. You want it to have some flavor to it. You don't want it to be bland. And from that point, if you want more seasoning, you salt and pepper to taste. Because you don't want these potatoes. To me, it's better to season a little less than to put over season it, because you can't fix that. You know, you can always add to it, but you can't fix it. And then some people may have heart issues or high blood pressure. You don't want it to be over salted. So I'm going to cook for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to add in my potatoes. All together, it takes about maybe 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how big your potatoes are, to cook before you put the onions in. Be right back. There's going to be a little condensation, which is the water that goes up around the lid to your frying pan. Take that and let it drip back down in the potatoes. That's fine. That's part of the so-called smothered part. You mix the potatoes up a little bit more. You keep them covered all while you're letting them cook, so that they can get nice and tender. Check them every maybe 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to take the onions and sprinkle over in there. Again, these were a little frozen, so you don't have to use frozen. We did only because we had some in the freezer. We didn't have to chop any. The boys didn't have to have crybaby eyes this morning. If you want to, you can put a little bit more seasoning because you put the onions in there. I'm going to put a little bit more powder, garlic powder. And like I said, the salt part of it, you can do that later to taste. Okay guys, so these potatoes took about 14 minutes. You can let them brown a little bit more if you want. Some of the places they can be a little brown. I prefer mine just like this, where a little bit is brown and not all of it. And the potatoes are all done. No, you wait a minute, Blair. So all of the potatoes are done. So in 15 minutes, you'll have a full pan of potatoes. And this is how much it'll cook for 8 potatoes. Okay, everybody, Chris done already started eating. We got the taste tester for these potatoes. These are the smothered potatoes.
Yeah, so good. See,
They good? Okay, Blair, how you like them? Kareem? Don't mind the dishes. The boys, well, Kareem was washing the dishes.
And I was dying. I was still helping out.
Okay.
I like to add to the salt.
Okay.
Add with the pepper, I think.
Oh, you want to add some more pepper to yours, or
no?
is it?
I was saying that I liked how you add the peppers.
Okay, well, I didn't add any more. Just what we had in there already. That was so. Are they seasoned good?
Yeah.
Okay, Blair, what you think? Oh, you still eating, so it must be okay. Oh, you got your thumb up? Oh, all right. Okay, well, thank you guys, and that'll be all. Like, share, and subscribe.
Hey.